Hi everyone, welcome to the Barebox YouTube channel. On this channel, I'm going to talk about all different types of topics relating to plant-based living. My name's Chris Reese, founder and CEO of Barebox, and to get this channel started off, I'm going to start off by talking about the 5 benefits of plant-based living. The first major benefit of switching to a plant-based lifestyle is going to be an enhanced energy levels. This is due to the amount of carbohydrates you're going to be consuming when you switch over. Due to all the fruits and whole grain foods you're going to be having, the carbohydrate levels are going to increase greatly. And carbs are the body's go-to source to use energy, and it keeps you from using protein as energy, and it helps you metabolize fat better. The second major benefit of switching to a plant-based lifestyle is going to be reduced risk of heart disease. Due to the high amount of saturated fat in animal proteins, you put yourself at higher cholesterol, higher blood pressure, and higher risk of cardiovascular diseases. When you cut those out, it reduces the amount of saturated fat in your diet and will help unclog clogged arteries in your heart and reduce your chances of having a heart attack. There have been several studies where they've had people with severe clogged arteries in their heart, and they switched them to plant-based lifestyle, and it helped them drastically reduce the amount of clogged arteries they had. The third major benefit of switching to a plant-based lifestyle is going to be the reduced risk of prostate cancer. So, for those of you who are at risk of prostate cancer or may already have prostate cancer, there's a study done where with 93 men, they switched them to a plant-based or vegan lifestyle for a year to see what effects it would have on the progression of their cancer, instead of giving them traditional treatments or surgeries or something like that. And after that year, they brought them all back together and looked at the progress of the cancer, and after they switched to the plant-based diet, it showed that the cancer had either stopped progressing entirely or in some cases even reversed the severity of the cancer. The fourth main reason of switching to a plant-based diet would be, or benefit of switching to a plant-based diet, is arthritis. It reduces the how bad your arthritis is or your chance of getting arthritis. This is because of the lower acidity level of a plant-based diet. In a animal protein-based diet with lots of milk and dairy and meats, the acidity in the milk can accelerate the process of your arthritis, even though before it showed, or doctors told us, that you should have lots of milk in your diet because you want to have strong bones. There have been lots of studies done showing that in groups where there is little to no dairy consumption and they have plant-based diets, they have lower overall fractures in that group versus people who have higher consumption of dairy. And it's shown that because of the acidity in the milk, when you consume it, it pulls calcium out of your bones to help combat the acidity and bring it back to a neutral level, because your body wants to stay at a neutral pH. But when you consume these high acidity animal proteins or dairy, for instance, your body does what it does best, and it combats things it doesn't want in your body. So it'll take calcium out of your bones and help neutralize the acidity in your blood. So when they do this, it weakens your bones because the calcium you're taking in that you think strengthening your bones is actually weakening them. And the last major benefit that I think is the most important, aside from your own personal health, would be the benefits for the environment. So when you switch to a plant-based diet, you use less water, less paper, and less fossil fuels. So 1 pound of beef, there's been lots of different types of studies showing that it takes 500 gallons, 864 gallons, all the way up to 2,500 gallons of water for 1 pound of beef. But the most accurate, and I think somewhere right in the middle, which the middle ground is normally the most accurate between the two, the most extreme and the smallest. So right in the middle, we have 1,847 gallons of water used for 1 pound of beef. Now, the average person consumes 102.5 pounds of meat each year. So that ends up being 189,317 gallons of water wasted every year just to produce the meat you consume. Now, if you're an American like I am, on average, our Americans consume 270.7 pounds of meat every year. Now that ends up working out to being 499,982 gallons of water wasted every year to produce the beef that we eat and meat. Not to mention the amount of fossil fuels wasted and actual feed we give to the animals to raise these cattle. And That's not their natural diet, so this is food we're giving to people. And when we give them this, it makes them grow much fatter, much faster, when they should be having a grass-fed diet. But instead we're feeding them this fatty diet to help them grow bigger, so they're pumped full of hormones and all kinds of other bad stuff that then, after it seeps into the soil, it washes off into our water supply, and now our water supply is contaminated. So for the fifth benefit of switching to a plant-based diet, if you consider yourself to be an environmentalist and you aren't living a plant-based diet, maybe you should consider switching over to really commit to helping the environment as much as you can. So I hope you enjoyed today's piece of starter content and learned something new today on the Barebox YouTube channel. I intend on putting out 4 to 5 pieces of content on this channel each week. It'll be ranging from interviews to recipes to tips and tricks on living a plant-based lifestyle and other kinds of workouts occasionally, and also, of course, stuff about the company itself, Barebox. So if you want to help the environment, stick around and subscribe.